Hey guys, this is What If Naruto Was OP and Neglected Part 9. In the last video, well, in the last two, because I released Part 8 and Part 8.5 yesterday because I forgot to mention something. So if you haven't seen Part 8.5 or 8.5, I guess you can call it, go watch it because it explains something that I forgot to touch on. And it's about Menma and Jiraiya. It's only like 10 minutes or 11 minutes. Alright, so all that aside, so what happened, just as a recap, in part 8, Sasuke and Naruto basically killed off almost all the Akatsuki members except for a few that they brought back to the village, which are basically the important ones. Konan, Nagato, Pain, Itachi, and what's his name? Obito. And Obito. So they brought back all five of them back to the village. Naruto ended up getting his Rinnegan, and so is Sasuke. And what else? And they're basically named one of the great, I think, 5 villages or 4 villages in Naruto, where it's called, they're invited to the Kage summit, whatever it's called. And right now Naruto is not the Kage of that village. He's going to be, but right now there's a stand-in because Naruto wants to take part in the Chunin exams that are taking place in the Hidden Leaf Village. So he technically can't do that if he's already a Kage. So he wants to at least become a Chunin first, or at least take it one more time, then become Kage right after. And Kakashi, I still don't know if he should come to the village or not. Some people did. Some people said they wanted him to stay at the Leaf Village, but I think I might just bring him over because right now, Naruto's village is where everybody that Kakashi cares about basically stays. Because he did grow very fond of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, even though little time was kind of spent, you know. It was only like a few months, and he saw the power within Naruto and respects him and doesn't really respect his father as much as he used to, even though that's his sensei, mainly because he knows what he's done to Naruto. And thinks, like, why would they do that to Naruto if they or if they should know how it feels to be, I forgot, like, not, or at least Kushina, how it feels to like not be popular and kind of made fun of, but Naruto to more extent. And yeah, and so I think he might go to the Land of Demons. I'll decide that next video for sure. But either way, so now, oh yeah, and Kakashi met Obito because Naruto took him to the village real quick to go meet him, took him back, and now they're training for the next training exams, and they brought Sakura. And remember, Sakura isn't useless anymore. She's a lot more powerful than her canon part, at least like from a young age. Yeah, it was called. She trained with Naruto in the beginning, and then trained with Tsunade. But then when Naruto visited the Hidden Leaf Village to go get Zabuza, like around the 1 year mark, he gave Sakura some scrolls to practice on. And she practices a lot more taijutsu, chakra control, and medical ninjutsu, like a lot more than before. And Naruto teaches her some more things that can be useful during the Chunin exams, some new jutsus that she can possibly use. And for the most part, Naruto and Sasuke they train, but they mainly rest up because they've been like working a lot the past few years, and this is like they get like a month to train, but they also use it to rest because again they haven't really been sleeping 100% well, and they want to be energized and ready. And so yeah, and Naruto also spends a lot more time with Shion because again he was barely at the village for around a year, and even afterwards, like it's been around 2 years, so he was barely around the village at all. And all the Konan 9 or Rookie 9, they haven't taken the tuning exams a second time yet because I'm saying that the tuning exams were canceled due to because of Konoha Crush like destroyed the whole entire arena. I don't know, just something happened. They couldn't do the tuning exams, and so now they're doing it the year after. So yeah, and then what else? Let's see. And so yeah, and I'm gonna skip to like a day before they the tuning exams officially start. They didn't go like a week to get there because it's kind of far. Because Naruto has his you know the Raijin, where he can just teleport to somewhere like right away, like Miyato's ability. I always forget its name, even though it's like Raijin, Flying Thunder God Raijin, something like that. I just remember it had Flying Thunder God and it had Raijin, Rage. Wow, yeah. Okay, and so yeah, and before they left, Shion would ask like something that would make Naruto kind of nervous, and she would ask, "When are we gonna get married, Naruto?" And at first, Naruto kind of stumbles and like doesn't know what to say, but then he decides to say that I think it's best that we wait to get married until we're older. We're both only 15 right now, because and the start is Shippuden, which is technically 2 years after the tuning exams, like around that time. So he's only around 15 right now, and he looks a lot different than when he did uh, when he was in the Hidden Leaf Village. He's a lot more taller for sure. He's been eating a lot more healthier, getting a lot more exercise. So he's like, if you guys watch Black Clover, he's like Asta. Or if you look at him, his drawing his character with clothes on, he just looks like a short, puny like kid. But then as soon as he takes his shirt off and you look at him, it's just scary. Like he has muscles on his muscles, like a 24 pack, like, or I don't know, just a 6 pack, and you can see that he works out a lot and is really strong. But that's only with his clothes on. That's how Naruto is right now. Like he doesn't, he can tell he's like tall, but you can tell that he's strong, but you can't tell that he's like has so much like muscles and built, and he's like so built, And so yeah, yeah. Naruto says, but I'll for sure spend a lot more time with you after the tuning exams. And remember, I'm planning on making Naruto Kage like right after the tuning exam. I have something planned for that. And so yeah, Naruto, and Sakura and Sasuke and the Stand Hokage, all four of them, Naruto would take to the Hidden Leaf Village. And the reason Naruto would want to be there a day before is because he wants to visit Ichiraku Ramen and eat there like all day. Because even though he has the recipe, he's a horrible cook at this time, and that's why usually he has Sasuke making it, because he's only shared it with Sasuke, but he wants the true Ichiraku ramen. And so he goes there and just at first Naruto and all them, they're all wearing mask and a hood, because well, Sasuke can take off his hood, but he just always has his mask on, because Sasuke, his hair kind of just looks normal, but with Naruto he has golden yellow hair that you can see like right away. So I'm pretty sure if people saw that, they'd be kind of suspicious. And then Sakura has pink hair, and I'm pretty sure like barely anyone, at least that I remember in the Naruto series, except for maybe like a few that I can't remember right now, have pink hair. And I'm pretty sure they would automatically suspect of being Sakura, because her friends are going to be there and stuff. So for now, until they start the training exams, they have those on, and they actually got permission from the fourth Hokage during the summit that they can have their hood and mask on until the training exam like finals, if they really want. If not, they can just take it off whenever, but they have to have them off during the finals at least. And they all agree to this. Of course, they kind of disguise their voice a bit. Yeah. So then, Naruto and all three of them would just be walking around and looking at Konoha. Sakura wouldn't really like look at that around that much because she's been there a lot and has only been gone for like a month. While Sasuke and Naruto has visited the village a little bit but has barely seen it, while Sasuke just hasn't seen it like at all until now. So they're fairly impressed because it does look a little bit different. So I remember when Naruto came back, he said it did look a little bit different, not a lot, but they think it feels good to be home. But at the same time, Naruto just has a bit of memories that he just kind of doesn't like and tries to ignore them. But he still really likes how the village looks. And again, Naruto doesn't hate the village; he loves it, but he just hates how people treat other Jinchurikis or things that they fear for no reason. But the village itself, and he acknowledges how strong some of the people on here are. And so yeah, and then while they're walking around, Menma, Kiba, and Hinata, team Kurenai? Yeah, team Kurenai. Well, let's see. I was trying to think of the number, like Team 7, but it was Team something. But I know Kurenai should be the leader, and so yeah. Oh, and I just realized something that I just remembered about. What's his name? The guy that died by Hidan, Shikamaru Sensei. The one that always smoked. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but either way, he won't die because Hidan's technically already dead, so he can't kill him, and so can't the guy with like 8 hearts. Or yeah, he also can't technically. He can't die now. So yeah, and then so they'd be Sasuke, Naruto, and Sasuke, Naruto, and Sakura would be stopped by Hinata, Menma, and Kiba for looking suspicious, even though they're technically still Genin, because none of them really passed the Chunin exams. So, as I said earlier, except for Shikamaru, I'm gonna say he still passed, so he's not gonna be in here. But yeah, and so actually, I'm gonna say Shikamaru's still gonna be here just because it'll make it a lot more easier, and so that way I won't have to have like a stand-in or something for a third member. And so yeah, Naruto would then, or no, Menma would ask, "Who are you and why are you here?" And Naruto would like kind of ignore him, just walk right past him, bumping into him, and this would get Menma pretty mad, and Menma would get a shuriken and go right for him, and that's when Naruto turns around like right as he's about to like try to stab him, grabs the knife, like the actual knife itself, and flips him over. Like he basically like grabs it and holds up the kunai while Menma's still trying to grab onto it, and just flips him right into the ground and starts walking away. And then Menma looks up, looks at his hand which is cut, and just sees it all of a sudden just heal, like out of nowhere, just. And it just looks like nothing ever happened. And Menma sees this and just like, what was that? And Naruto kind of smiles behind his mask, and so does Sasuke and Sakura, because they know how much of a big jerk Menma is. And Menma, I guess you could say he's not in the brightest mood, because in part 8.5, I told you guys how he, what's it called? How he is not the child of prophecy, and it's actually Naruto. And they've actually, instead of training Naruto, they've basically abused and neglected him. And so, yeah. So Menma's in the brightest mood, and Naruto, even while being abused and neglected, like he was really sad as a child, like tempted to kill himself sad. But now he's perfect. He has Sasuke. Now he has Sakura. He has Sasuke. He has a mother-in-law that loves him and cherishes him, and it's called now soon to be wife, Shion, or I guess his fiance. So yeah, I think is fiance for boys and girls? I don't know about that kind of stuff. All right, either way, all that aside, and yeah, so start walking away, and um, they find a hotel room to stay in, or actually, yeah, just a hotel room. At first, Naruto suggests that they stay at his old house, which shouldn't be occupied because it was a house that was built in a forest, kind of far away, and Sakura is just like, I don't think I want to stay in a forest. And Sasuke kind of agrees, and they decide to get their room. Naruto gets his own room, and Sakura, Sasuke, of course, their own room, you know? Mainly because Naruto doesn't want to budge in on their quote-unquote privacy. And Naruto actually tells him this, and they both kind of blush and look away, but yeah. And then they basically just spend the day walking around the village and eating. Naruto was mainly eating Ichiraku ramen. The ramen guy was really happy to see him because Naruto actually took his mask off for him for a second. Like he pulled it down and said, "Sup, old man," and put it back on. And the ramen guy was like, "Naruto?" And we just hug him and do that one, anime cry where they'd hug and like their tears would kind of fall out, but like it's tears of happiness. I'm pretty sure you guys watch anime, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I forgot what her name was, but the ramen guy's daughter would also be happy to see Naruto. It's their number one customer and one that ramen guy really enjoyed having as company over. And so yeah. What else? Okay, I'm just gonna say now the Chunin exams are about to start. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, they all just start walking, and then they're waiting at the lobby part where they're about to go into the running exams, but just like the before part. And right now they're just waiting, and Rock Lee and all them are still there, and Neji kind of does like Naruto now. He doesn't hate him at all, and kind of thanks him for changing his ways, but never got the chance to actually say thank you. And Rock Lee also likes Naruto because he declared him as a friend and like the strongest taijutsu user that he's ever met. That's like that's his age, and yeah. So Rock Lee and Neji both like him, and Ten doesn't really care. She doesn't hate him, but never got to really know him. So yeah. And then for the most part, there's no conflict until Menma arrives, and along with Hinata. And Hinata, she isn't the shy girl that everybody likes, not everybody likes, but that like Naruto was really shy. Or I guess everybody did like the viewers, not the actual people in Naruto. But like she's not like that. She's more like Road to a Ninja, where Menma was actually kind of introduced, or was it Road to a Ninja? I just remember there was just one spin-off where it was Menma. I think it was in Tsunade's dream. Or it was like either Menma or Naruto. Like I know they're the same person, but and then there's Hinata and Sakura, and Hinata and Sakura both really like Naruto, and Sasuke wasn't like the badass loner that he is in canon. He was like he wanted all the girls to be around him, and like it was really weird. But Hinata's more like that. Like she's more not as shy and like just more talkative and speaking and a lot more kind of rude towards people she doesn't like. And of course she hates Naruto because Naruto didn't help her as a child like how he did in canon when they were little, and instead Menma did, and Naruto has hurt his teammates multiple times. So and Menma hates him and has taught Hinata to hate him. So yeah. um, they would yeah, Menma would run into them again, and he would recognize the mask, say again, or he would like get mad again and say, "So, are you gonna show your face, or are you just gonna be a coward and not show?" And again, they ignore him, and just don't talk. And Menma tries to fight him again, and once again, Menma just gets pummeled, and they just walk away. And Menma's just really confused on like how they're beating it, or how the guy in the front is always beating him. Like, because they're kind of in a formation where Sasuke is on Naruto's right, and Sakura is on his left, and Naruto's in the middle, kind of walking forward, just so Sasuke and Sakura can still speak, but they're still on the sides of him, because he's technically already Kage, just not officially yet. So they still treat him like one, but also like a friend at the same time. And yeah, so Naruto would then, or they would all just kind of sit around and just wait. And Menma in his head would think, I'm gonna get him so good in training exams. I hope I get to fight him. I hope I find him. And yeah, so just like in canon, there's a bunch of just one-off characters, uh, background characters, and then there's Naruto and all the Rookie 9, the main ones, along with Team Guy and the Sand Ninjas again. The Sound Ninjas aren't there this time because they didn't complete their goal, but you know that they can't take on any of them, and that they'll be recognized as a Sound Ninja, and know that, in order for Orochimaru to actually get into the village, as in the Chunin exams, they would actually have to like make a new village, a new symbol, a new name, and Orochimaru doesn't want to do that, and just sticks with the Sound Ninjas and doesn't participate. And Naruto and say Gaara, since it's not all the way to when Naruto comes back in Shippuden, it's like in the mid, like 1.5 years is I'm gonna say when, and I'm gonna say that Gaara isn't a Kage just yet. He's soon to be a Kage, but just not yet. After the tuning exams, like a month afterwards or 2 months, he's gonna become Kage then. I don't know the actual time that he becomes Kage or the Kazekage, but he will, But for now, he's still in the tuning exams along with Tamari and that guy. For some reason, I always remember their name before I started talking, and because I don't have a script, but like I talk, and I swear I remember the names, and then as soon as I have to mention them, I forget their name. But yeah, and then Naruto, all of them, okay, and they would have to go into the rating exams, and they get put under a genjutsu. You know how they had to pass by going under a genjutsu, but I'm gonna say this one's stronger this time. But like right away, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura just are not affected at all, and just kind of just walk in the door, sit down, and everybody sees that, or all the ninjas sees that these three with masks and hoodies just completely walked past, and they're kind of suspicious of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura because they just look really suspicious, and realize that how are they going to tell if they're cheating if they're wearing masks, and they realize this, and they discuss if they should just have them take off at least their mask, or if they should just leave it, and they decide just leave it for now. They probably have a way to find all the answers either way, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, all three of them, they would already have the answers, and it's taking a few people quite a bit of time to actually get past the genjutsu, and so Naruto and all three of them, or Naruto raises his hand and says, are about to start the test already. A lot of them are taking a bit, so are we allowed to? And the proctor decides, just says, yeah, go ahead, you can start. And Naruto, and he's Naruto, because I already told you, he can do things like extremely fast. And like in between a few seconds, he's able, if he wanted to run home, grab a sandwich, or make a sandwich, eat it, make more ramen, or make ramen, eat it, and come back, and it would still be really fast. Like Kuro Sensei, I think. I remember somebody pointed out his name in the comments because I forgot it, but I sort of forgot it again. But I just know start with the K. The guy from Assassin Classroom, Kuro Sensei, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, or Kuro, too. And yeah, Naruto would just finish instantly, and Sasuke and Sakura wouldn't be so far behind. They wouldn't write really fast, but they would still get the answers like almost right away, so they'd be able to just do it really fast. And as soon as all three of them are finished, that's when people start coming in, and like almost everybody except for like a few that are really bad with genjutsus get past it. And that's when Naruto raises his hands and asks, what do we do when we're done? And people that are coming in are like, they're already done? How long have we been there? And then the proctor even says, that's impossible. You barely started. It hasn't even been 10 seconds, or hasn't even been 5 seconds. Are all three of you done? And Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura would all just nod their head up and down, and you can see it that they're nodding their head even though they have masks and hoodies on. You can just see the movement. And they would say, well, just give me your answers, let me see that. Or give me your papers, let me see that. And he gets all of them, and he's just surprised that he just like he's able to, or that they got them, every single one of them right. And he's just like amazed that these students just got them all right. And the proctor decides to tell him, you can just sit there, you got them all right. And just kind of like looks defeated and puts the papers on his desk, or like in a drawer with a key, just to make sure nobody can cheat off them. And yeah, so they just wait there while everybody else like is barely sitting down, and everybody's kind of like talking or thinking about. They all just completely what's it called? They all just finished so quickly, and I'm not sure if Konohamaru and all those ninjas shouldn't even be in the Chunin exam just yet. I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm tempted to add them, but at the same time, I'm not sure how they can really fit in without being destroyed, I guess you can say. Because again, Gaara, at least for sure him, he's pretty, like, a lot more stronger than his canon version already. Because of Naruto, he's helped him control Shikaku to the full extent. He's able to just do a lot more things than before. And so is Tamari and their brother. Naruto gave him some puppets, or at least his shadow clone found some puppets around that he's able to give him. Because remember, every shadow clone went to every Jinchuriki, so yeah, or Jinchuriki and stuff. And everybody would finish the test. Only a few people would kind of cowered out, but only a few. And they would start the Death Forest, or the Forest of Death. You know, the scroll part of the exams where they had to get an Earth scroll and a other scroll. I forgot what the scrolls were. Just either way, they had to get two different scrolls. They start out with one, they had to get another. And so yeah, Naruto. Actually, I'm not sure. Do they change it up like every year? Like change up like answers and do a bunch of stuff like that, just so they don't have anything memorized or stuff like that, or good techniques. I'm gonna just say that they just did this because I'm too lazy to think of a full-on new thing that they had to do. That would take too much brain power. Okay, and so yeah, just like uh the force of death part, and uh, Uncle would start explaining what they had to do, the rules, and once again Naruto is just kind of like turned around, not paying attention, and Uncle in her head thinks, again another one. The same thing happened last time we did the tuning exams, and I would grab it, or this time she would grab multiple and just throw them all at Naruto, and Naruto would instantly turn around and like just in one instant would just grab all of them, or like she's throwing them at rapid speed, but Naruto's able to deflect and catch every single one of them and throw them back, and Uncle's barely able to dodge them, and so yeah, she just kind of pays no mind to him or no attention and goes back to explaining, and everybody's just like, what did he just do? How did he do that so quickly? How did he even see that? And so yeah, and then she would say go, and all of them would run off into the forest, or I think one at a time would go. And yeah, um, this time they go through it with ease. Naruto asks if they want to do it fast or if they just want to take it slow and easy, because Naruto already has a like um can already just knows exactly where to go and can just instantly run all of them or tell them to follow him and like carry both of them and just run there, and he can just get a scroll quickly. And they tell Naruto we can just take it easy, it doesn't matter. And a ninja team hears this and thinks, oh, so they're so cocky that they can take it go slow and easy, huh? And then just say that some random background character, and the whole entire team goes into attack, and Naruto, or at least I'm gonna say Sakura, just like jumps up and just punches them, screaming "Cha!" and just punches them, all three of them, like punches one of them, which punches the other, or which knocks them into the other, which knocks both them into the last one, knocking them all out. And they take their scroll, and it so happens to be the scroll that they need, and they go, oh, well, I guess let's just start heading towards the tower. And yeah, because I think they had like a week in total to get scrolls and head back, or something around like that. And when they get there, they're surprisingly the first ones there. They didn't run into like that much conflict, just a few background characters, none of the rookie 9, and or they did run to them, but decided not to attack. And they didn't run into Menma. They were on like all the way on the other side of the forest. And so yeah, they all kind of make it. All the rookie 9 makes it. Naruto's team is the first one to make it there. Second one was Menma, and at first he walks in, like he opens the door, or what happens is Naruto. Okay. So Naruto opens the scrolls up, and uh, Iraku, wait, Iruka Sensei. There you go. This guy, he pops out, and this guy, he says, "You guys passed," and Naruto's happy to see him because Iruka Sensei was also one of the few peoples that in the beginning, yeah, he didn't really like Naruto, but he ended up growing fond of Naruto as well, and was one of the first to acknowledge him again. And so Naruto would decide to show his face and go, Iruka Sensei, and wouldn't disguise his voice at all, and just speak his normal tone. And Iruka was like, that voice. And he turns around, and Naruto takes off his mask and goes, it's me, and takes off his hoodie, Naruto. And he'd go, Naruto? What are you doing here? I thought you were banished. And that's when Sasuke and Sakura decide to take off their mask and their hoodies and say, well, we come here from another village to participate in the Chunin exams, the demon village, the hidden village, the village hidden in hell or hidden in flames, and it was called. I actually don't have a name for it, so that's why I'm calling it that. Just yeah, and Yoraka goes, "Oh, I see." He says, "Well, I'm happy that you guys are here. Have you got any stronger, Naruto, since the last time I saw you?" And Naruto, "Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Want me to show you something?" And Yoraka goes, "Sure, as long as it doesn't kill me." And Naruto says, "It won't, trust me, but I will use it in the tuning exams." And he would close his eyes and open them, and he would show a Renegon. And Yoraka was like, "Whoa, what is that?" And Naruto would say, "It's called a Renegon. It's because only a few people have ever heard the Renegon." And he would say, "It's called a Renegon. It's the final form of the Sharingan that's extremely rare, that can only manifest after like 100 years, like how Madara ended up doing it, or if the Sage of Six Paths personally gives it to you, or if somebody with the Renegon already gives it to you." And it was called, Uraka was like, "Wait, I'm guessing the Sage contacted you?" Or he goes, "Wait, the Sage of what?" And Naruto says, did you forget about him? He's the person who invented ninjutsu and the ninja way." And I go, "Oh, him." And then first kind of pay no mind to it, but then he'd go, "Wait, so he contacted you?" And Naruto said, "Well, we got the Renegon from someone else." And Rako goes, "What do you mean we?" And Naruto would say, "Sasuke, show him." And Sasuke would also activate his Renegon on both eyes, and so Rako was just staring at him like, "Wait, but how did both of you two get both?" And Naruto would explain that it's because of this, and would activate his Uzumaki eyes and at his final form, and goes, "Well, what is that?" And Naruto would say, "It's called the Uzumaki eye. It's a rare, or I'm the only user of it, and it can be passed down from parent to child, but for now, I'm the only one who has it." And Ruka would go, "Okay, but what does that have to do with having the Renegon?" And Naruto explains that it can copy any ninjutsu, Kage Genkai, Genjutsu, like if somebody uses it on them, he can copy it, and any dojutsu. And Ruka Sensei is just like, she's like amazed by what Naruto's eye can do. And he says, "Yeah, and it's not even the best part. Look at this." And closes his eyes. Then he activates a Mangekyu. Closes his eyes, activates a different Mangekyu. Closes his eyes and activates another one. Because every Mangekyu has a different, ability, and so Naruto was able to copy different people's. He has Sasuke's original Sharingan technically implanted into him. He also has the one that he got from Danzo, Shizui's, and he also copies Itachi's. And he copies all of them into himself and puts him through his own genjutsu that would show him killing like Sasuke, which would freak Naruto out either way, and would unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan with every one he used. Like he would use it on himself when he didn't notice, and so yeah, he would keep doing all of these until eventually every single one of them was technically a Mangekyo, and Naruto, or then Sasuke, or never mind. Okay, so yeah, they have all of them, a whole bunch of different Mangekyo Sharingans with different abilities, and Naruto would uh Iraku and Naruto would also cycle through a Byakugan, and should I give him like a Tensugan eventually? But he has to like find out about it, and I forgot who has it and how he can find out about it. So for now, Those are all the eyes he has. He's gonna unlock more later on if the series continues, because I think the series is getting pretty close to its end, if I'm being honest. And yeah, Roku would kind of be like amazed that Naruto can actually deal with this, and and then he wishes Naruto good luck, and they head on to the next part, and they wait there, and then Menma eventually shows up, but again, Naruto has his mask on, hoodie back on all of them, and when Menma walks in, he's like, "Yes, we're the first ones here," and we look to like his right and just see all three of them just kind of sitting and waiting, and Menma would just go, "Oh, come on, they're here already," and after them would be Gara, because Gara was the first one in the original, so Gara's still pretty strong, so stronger, so he'd be there pretty quickly. Not as quick as Menma, but still pretty quickly. And I'm low-key kind of planning that Naruto would eventually take all of Menma's Nine-Tails chakra, just enough that Menma would still live, but he would still take a lot of his Nine-Tails chakra. And so yeah, so eventually he will, just because he thinks Menma is not using it correctly and Naruto can use it a lot better. And so yeah, they all kind of wait, and eventually all of them, all the Rookie 9, with a few other background characters that can use to eliminate pretty easily, are there, and they had to do preliminaries again because so many people, like a lot more than last time, were survived. There are a few new ninjas that came along with the old ones, and some background characters, and yeah. And so they would all start, or they would set up the preliminaries, and this time it's Naruto. They might have it be Naruto versus. They might have it be Naruto versus Kiba again, just because I think that'd be kind of funny. And then this time Neji's gonna be with Tamari, and Kankuro, there we go, that's his name, is gonna go against probably Ino. Sakura is gonna go against Hinata, and then Sasuke is gonna go against a background character. Then Naruto would, yeah. So other fights you can probably go as expected. Naruto would win his against Kiba by a long shot. He'd basically blitz Kiba and just kick him everywhere again, knock him to the ground. Or actually, I'm gonna say that Kiba kind of Naruto kind of like plays with Kiba and make Kiba believe that he's actually winning. In reality, every single time he hits, Naruto is secretly kind of blocking off his chakra points with his Byakugan, and what's called, and then kind of pushes him away with his Renegon, and ends up teleporting behind him and Rasenganing him. But like, it was so weird because with Kiba, it just looks like he's winning and hitting Naruto a lot, but in reality, like, it's like thorns where if you hit him, like, it does damage to you too, but this time a lot more. And so yeah, Naruto would then kind of move on to the finals, and then it would be Neji versus, I forgot who I said. Dang, because Ino. It was Neji versus Ino, I was gonna say, right? I hope that was who I said. I kind of forgot. I should have wrote these down probably, but okay. And I'm gonna say that Neji wins that fight. Ino loses, and then Sakura versus Hinata, and Hinata's a lot more confident, and sadly, well, not so sadly, because she's kind of a jerk now. Cause she was trash talking Sakura, and Sakura just ended up winning overall. And yeah, it wasn't a tie at all. And what else? Sasuke versus a random background character. Sasuke wins. Sending Menma. So hold on, let me keep track of this. Menma, Naruto won. Sasuke won. Neji won. And then Choji versus just have him go versus Conqueror. I know I said Conqueror was gonna go over against someone else, and yeah, Conqueror just ends up winning. Lee versus Gara. Uh, Let me think. Who should win this fight? Because Lee has trained a lot more because he got inspired by Naruto to train more and more. But Gara has trained a lot as well, and a lot more in defense and attack, and just enough so he won't actually kill anybody, but he can damage them a lot, and not actually break anybody's bones this time. And so I think again Gara would win this time. Yeah, he wouldn't go bloodless, but he still would have won. Even because Kid Gara was able to win against Lee even with his I think fourth or second gate. And Gara has complete control of the one tail, and I feel like he would end up just winning overall. And so yeah, Gara would win that one. Neji would lose just by a little bit. And then 10-10 versus just a background character. 10-10 loses. I'm sorry, but I like 10-10. She's good, but she has less screen time, or she barely has any screen time. She ain't gonna get any screen time in my what if, how to keep the train going, I guess. But yeah. And so and just a few background characters versus background characters and new ninjas and stuff. So yeah, most of them are eliminated. And it's mainly just the it's mainly just 10 or 8, cause it has to be an even number, so 10 or 8 people are available. So the first rounds are gonna be this time. It's gonna be Neji versus Naruto. Menma versus Kankuro. Who else? Sakura versus, who should I put her up against? Let me think real quick. Actually, I would say that Hinata was against some random background character, so it was Sakura, and so this time it's gonna be Hinata versus Sakura. Okay, let's pretend that fight didn't really happen. And so, what else? It'd be Naruto versus Shikamaru versus, I'm gonna say it's Tamari again, and because they're just so meant to be. And yeah, and I'll just probably make up some of the other fights as we go on. And then Gaara versus a background character, I guess. And so first fight, Neji versus Naruto, and Naruto had to take his mask off and his hoodie off, and what's called. Or no, he'd walk in and he'd forget to take off his hoodie and his mask, but then the Hokage would say, "You, the one facing off against Neji in the arena," and Naruto would look and go and point at himself, and then Miyato would say, "Yes, you. You are required to take off your hoodie and your mask in order to fight in the finals. It's one of the rules." and Naruto goes and puts his thumbs up, and everybody's like watching really closely because they've been wanting to know who this is because a few of the villagers saw him around and was kind of just like, who is that? And then all the ninjas that were already eliminated really want to know because they saw how strong he was, especially against Kiba and during the Force of Death. And so he slowly kind of takes them off. He looks down, takes off his mask, and you can't really see his face because he's looking down. And then slowly takes off his hoodie and to real luscious, kind of long, golden yellow hair. And he'll look up, and you'll just see blue, bright eyes, and he would kind of smile, and you would see no fangs, but you would still see whiskers. And Mito was like, Naruto, and Menma was like, no way, and was like that little brat, that, and would like be pretty mad at him. And yeah, and Neji would like look at Naruto and go, I don't think I want to fight anymore, because he saw how strong Naruto was before, and yeah, and so Naruto said, don't worry, Neji, I don't want to hurt you, I just want to win. And Neji goes, okay, I'll try, and goes after him, and it's called Neji tries to hit all his chakra points, but even he notices that every single time he hits a chakra point, it blocks it off, but all of a sudden the chakra's like overflowing it and just breaks through the block. And he's just like, what is this? And Naruto says, let's say, that's a nice chakra rotation barrier. Want to see mine? And Neji was like, what? And then Naruto looked down, look up, and also Byakugan. And Neji would hear Naruto say Byakugan, and go, wait, what? And Naruto, you just see veins and a purplish eye, and he would set up a barrier, and then secretly send a clone behind him, and which would kind of kick Neji into hitting the barrier, which would hit him, not the barrier, but like barrier rotation, where if you touch it, it'll still hit you. And Neji ends up getting hurt because of this, because of how fast Naruto's going. And Neji tries to use a little bit of taijutsu against him, because rarely any ninjutsu worked on Naruto before. And Naruto and everybody in the crowd would just be in shock that it's Naruto. They haven't seen him in so long, and they still hate him, but they just haven't seen him, so they kind of forgot about him. But all of them would just be surprised, especially Miyato, Kushina, and Menma. And yeah, they would all just be fairly surprised. And what else? Naruto would then kind of just start fighting back in taijutsu. Again, he put a little bit of a limiter on just so he won't hurt anybody during the Chunin exams, but he's still really strong even with those limiters. And Naruto would just kind of let's see, would just end up winning overall. You can probably already imagine what he would do. He would more than likely use some shadow clones, knock Neji off his feet, teleport behind him using the flying Thunder God technique, and would Rasengan him from the back. And so yeah, next fight is, I already forgot the fight. Okay, it's Menma versus Kankuro. Menma wins. Sasuke versus I forgot who I said. Man, it's really hard to keep track of all these characters, bro. I should really write them down next time. Or not next time, there's gonna be. Or technically there is gonna be a next time, because I'm making a new what if I think today. And so yeah, overall, the last few people would be Naruto versus Menma, and Sasuke versus Gaara. It's basically almost the exact same as last time, and everybody sees this because Sakura versus Hinata. Sakura won pretty easily, mainly due to her punches, and her speed is a lot better. So Hinata wouldn't be able to really hit her chakra points as easily. She hit a few, but yeah, overall, uh, Sakura just had to get like a few easy, hard punches in, throw a few shurikens, shadow clone or not shadow clone. Like she would throw a a kunai. She'd throw a kunai, which would end up being her, kind of like how what Naruto and Sasuke did on the Land of Waves arc in canon. But she would do it by herself, and she would end up getting her by surprise and hitting her like right in the back and send her flying, knocking her out. And what else? Let's see. It'd be Sakura versus Sasuke. Sasuke would end up winning again. This time, by a little bit more, mainly because he's gotten a lot more stronger and kind of left Sakura behind, like in the dust. But Sakura's still really strong, but it's just that Sasuke's just a lot more stronger. On top of that, Sakura used chakra, and when she blocked off that point, it still kind of blocked off, so she couldn't really heal it that well. And she should have just asked Naruto, I know, but she didn't think about that at the time, and would end up just what is it called? Going to yeah, would end up just getting out, and then it'd be um Naruto versus Menma. Well, that would be near the end. Then it would be Sasuke versus, first it'd be Sasuke versus Gaara. Sasuke would win with his speed. It's like fast, a lot more faster than Rocket Lee. He's able to get right through his defenses. His Chidori would just be like fully overpowered in the situation, because it would easily go right through chakra, and he would use that as a hold to like get through and punch Gaara, and who set up a bunch of traps for Gaara to fall into, or not traps, but like not to fall into, but like I'm not saying it's a hole, but I'm saying but fall for the traps, and yeah, Sasuke would end up winning overall, and then it would be Naruto versus Sasuke actually. Then it would be Naruto versus Sasuke, and Naruto would just ask Sasuke if he really wants to fight him, because Sasuke knows his full, no, he doesn't even know his full power yet. It's just like how we formed the two exams where Sasuke knows he can't, but Sasuke says, "I want to show you how strong I've gotten since the last time we were here." And Naruto agrees, holds back, and is really, really impressed by Sasuke this time, because Sasuke pulled out some things that he didn't even know. Like Sasuke this time uses his Rinnegan against him, and everybody's like, "What is that?" And the only people that really know what it is are like some of the Kage, Jiraiya, because he's heard of the Rinnegan, and a few other people. And Itachi's actually there, um, in hidden, just because he wanted to see his younger brother Sasuke fight. And yeah. So then Naruto would be impressed and say, "Sasuke, you've done well. If I wasn't as strong as I was now, I would probably be dead. You did a good job." And yeah, and Sasuke exhausts himself because he used the Renegans a lot of time. Like he can use it a lot more than canon, but it's still not again as good as Naruto. Naruto has like full control over it completely. And he would try using planetary devastation against Naruto, which everybody would just go, "What is that? Wait," because he sees that it's like a big, like all of a sudden the ground starts shaking, and it would get Naruto. When Naruto would just like slice right through it, breaking it, and like almost making the ground that broke under them go back to normal. And then Naruto would then what's it called? Um, yeah. And Sasuke would raise his hand and say, "I give up." After showing Naruto all he can do, he's really exhausted at this point because, well, if you use the Rinnegan, if you're just normal, kind of like Sasuke, it's gonna have some heavy drawbacks. And so, and Sasuke kind of faints. Naruto brings him to the bleachers and just lets him be there. And now, for the very last fight of the Chunin exams, Naruto versus Menma, and Minato is like, and all of them are really interested. Everybody's really interested, even though they don't like Naruto. They're really interested to see if Naruto can actually win this, because well, they know that Menma's extremely strong at this point, because you've seen him. They know his records for all the ranks, or not his rank, but like her being Genin and all the missions he's been on. And he's the son of the Hokage, so they have high expectations. But last time, Naruto just absolutely destroyed Menma, and apparently he wasn't even trying, so they're still really curious on who would win, including Minato. And Minato really wants to just reach out to Naruto and tell him that he's sorry, that he wants him back, but he already knows that Naruto just wouldn't really accept it. And yeah. And so in this fight, Naruto and Menma, you already know who's gonna be the victor. It's of course gonna be Naruto, but this time, Menma has control of the 5 tails, or up to 5 tails. And Naruto goes, "Oh, look at this! You actually found out how to control it more, huh? I'm impressed." And he would say, "But let me show you what real control looks like." And he would activate KCM2, which is the complete control. And no, he would activate KCM2 along with stage of the 6 path power. So he'd get those the staff and low. Hold up. Okay, so yeah, he would get the staff, and then he would also get the little chakra orbs that are around him, and he would have a complete, what is it called? Like, I'll probably put an image up on the screen right now how he looks like. But if you've seen anime, you know what I'm talking about, during the war arc or near the end of the war arc, where he he went KCM2 along with the Sage of 6 path power. Jesus, I cannot talk. Yeah, and so everybody's just like, "Whoa, what is that? I just feel so much power," and Miyato's like in his head, and so is Jiraiya like, "That's the full power of the 9 tails. He's mastered it. It's not controlling him. He's controlling it." And Miyato's like, that that's how he was so strong, or that's why he was so strong back then. He has full control of the 9 tails. It wasn't controlling him." And yeah, Naruto would end up like impressing everybody, and even though again they hate Naruto, they would still woo him on because, well, like they haven't seen something this interesting in a while. And Menma would go, this, and would like in his head like, "Go, that's still not as good as mine. I have 65%. You only have 15%. That's not as strong ever." And Naruto would like he would say this out loud, and Naruto would then teleport right over to him, put his hand on his shoulder, go, "Are you sure that still makes you stronger, Menma?" And Menma would go in to like kind of slice him, but then he would body flicker above him, kick, or kind of like behind him, kicking him to the ground. Even though like he's kind of like already hunched back. You know what the 5 tails looks like, but he would kind of just like kick him, I guess. But or I think when he has that, he would still be like, he's still fully in control. It's just that it's him just with the chocolate cloak, and instead of him being hunched over and getting the K or the skull or anything. It would just be normal him standing up with 5 tails of a chakra cloak coming out. And that's how he would look like. Instead of it being, like, because the 9 tails wouldn't be taking over him, so I'm just say it's going to be somewhat like that. And so, Naruto would, what's it called? Naruto would kick him over, and Menma would fall to the ground. Menma would get back up, and would try using a, what's it called? A Rasengan. I wanted to say Renegon for some reason, but I meant to say Rasengan on Naruto. And actually, I lied about him having only that many Mangekyus. He also technically has, he also has Obitos. And I know every Mangekyu has its own comedy dimension. I'm going to say Obito taught Naruto how to use it and how to, actually, like, how he uses it, where somebody tries to attack him and goes right through him unless they're in his comedy dimension as well. And, yeah. So, as soon as Menma tries using a tailed beast for Sengon, because, he's using the chakra to pump it up and stuff, and tries hitting Naruto with it, it will just go right through Naruto, and Naruto will jump back and Kamui the Rasengan away, and then everybody would see that he has a Mangekyu Sharingan as well, not only a Byakugan, but he also has a Sharingan and a Mangekyu, which only a few people have had. And Naruto would then activate his Rinnegan, and then the crowd would think he also has that eye that the Uchiha has, or that Uchiha, or that Sasuke Uchiha had. And Jiraiya and Minato go, he has it as well? How is that possible? How did they both have it? And Jiraiya would have a memory of how Nagato used to have it, and a few of them would ask Jiraiya, except for Minato, because Jiraiya already told Minato about it, but Kuchina and Tsunade would ask what that is, and Jiraiya would explain to him what it is. And so, Naruto would then kind of pull him in, use it for Rasengan, knock him really far back, teleport right behind him again, and kind of just kick him back and forth, and would just show his speed and everything. And Menma would try to use the what is it called, man? Ninjutsu. I'm like really forgetting names today. I have like dementia, bro. Okay, so yeah, he would end up using some ninjutsu. He would try it, but like nothing would hit Naruto at all. And Menma, like, even though he has so much chakra, he felt like, although it was draining really quickly, and that was actually Naruto taking some of the Nine Tails power or chakra back. And at this point, Naruto has on like 20%, and now has around 45, and I think I said Menma had 65, I think. And so yeah, so both of them would have. Wait, I can't do math. Yeah, either way, Naruto would have. He had 15 before, and I said 20, right? Yeah, so 15 plus. Hold on, I need like a calculator. So Naruto would have 35 so far, and what's it called? Menma would have 45 now, and he feels this, and he's just like, what is he doing? And he's secretly just taking some of the chakra and giving it to himself, basically. And then at the end, Menma would just be exhausted from overusing a lot of chakra, even with the chakra he has, and would end up passing out, or like knocking to the ground and not being able to move anymore. And so yeah. That's why that fight when everybody cheers for Naruto, even like it was just such a good fight in their eyes. It was like really interesting, all the stuff that they got to see. So they cheered for Naruto. Naruto didn't really care and just ended up walking off. And of course, Naruto becomes well. Okay, during the Chunin exams, people can also become Jonin and other things. I'm gonna say Naruto and his village's eyes automatically became a high rank uh, Jonin, like an advanced high rank, but he also becomes something higher than that, and it isn't revealed until all the Kages are, because not all the Kages are here, only a few of them, and Naruto or the Kage uh of the oh my god, the land of demons, which is the stand-in, would call for Minato, and Minato or no, okay, I'm gonna say Minato and the Kage were both in the stands, like at the very top, along with Jiraiya and the Kazekage, and yeah, and would basically be there. And Naruto would ask, oh no, the Kage would ask, uh, hey, you, the fourth Hokage, and Minato. And Minato would ask, yes, what would you like? And kind of just be like surprised still about Naruto. And the Kage would say, I've had word, or I have information that the true Kage is ready to see you. He has finally completed his goal, and he now would like to officially become Hokage, or not Hokage, like to become our Kage. Would you like to meet him? And Naruto would say sure, and he would also say you should also invite all the other Kages to you know to meet up so you can meet the new official Kage. And Naruto would what's it called? Or not Naruto. Oh yeah, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would all go to Ichiraku Ramen to celebrate because well, it's not just very small. They actually really like it, and Naruto ends up telling him uh that I won and my village promoted me to uh, a high rank joining, and they also promoted or and they're also gonna promote Sasuke and Sakura in our village technically, and Ichiraku and the ramen guy is like really happy for Naruto, but then Naruto says, and now I can become the Kage, and he kind of like is surprised by this and goes, what do you mean? And Naruto says, well, the Kage of our village is standing. I wanted to take the tuning exams, and then afterwards I was going to become the Kage of our village. And ramen guy's like, Naruto, you really did it. You completed your goal. You may have not become the Hokage, but you still became Kage of your village. And Naruto says, thank you. And says, and thank you for all that you've done. If you ever want to visit, and gives him a kunai and says, just pump chakra into here. And I can come get you. Or have somebody pump chakra in it for you if you can't. And the wrong guys, okay, will do. And they head off. And eventually all the Kage get there. And what's it called? The Sand Kage isn't with Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura just yet. They're gonna come in a bit, and all the Kage are waiting. Like, so where's the official Hokage of your village? And what's called the guy would say he's running a little bit late. He's probably out eating ramen. And Minato was like, ramen? Wait, no. And then all of a sudden Naruto would come barging in, or Naruto would come or knock on the door, and would come in along with Sasuke and Sakura, and was called Minato was just like, wait, no, those are just his guards, right? and that's when the stand or Kage says, "And here he is, our official Hokage, our official Kage of our village." And or he says, "Our Kage of our village, also our founder, and the reason why our village is so well put off and so rich and all that." And Minato just go, "Oh, there's no way." And Naruto goes, and other Kage goes, "Don't you think he's a little bit too young? He doesn't look strong enough. I saw him because none of them saw them in Chunin exam except for I'm gonna say the Kazekage because he was there this time. It's also kind of another stand-in, and Togara comes Kazekage, which is pretty soon, and Miyato and Naruto says, "Well, you guys, would you like, or would all you guys like to fight me at the same time, or at least one-on-ones to see or to test out how strong I am?" And they all take him up on that. And when they get there, I'm gonna say it's like an open field. And Naruto says, "Well, do you guys want to do one-on-one, or do you guys want to fight me on the same time if you can?" And they're like, "Don't be so cocky. You're just a little brat, aren't you?" And Naruto kind of gets irritated because he doesn't like it when people call him brat or calls him a brat. And yeah, and I'm sorry, but that's where I'm gonna leave off this video. I know it's a little bit of a cliffhanger because yeah. Well, in the next one, Naruto's gonna fight all of them. Not sure at the same time or separately. Think of that later on. I should be uploading again, like right after this video. So yeah, but it's gonna be a different What If series. So go check that out. Like it's gonna be up like an hour or like a little bit less than an hour, a little bit more than an hour after this video is uploaded. So yeah, go watch that, please. If you want to support me, like, subscribe, share. Let's call only like 18% of you are subscribed. I know this is like a dream YouTuber thing to say, but if you can, just please subscribe. 85% of you are like not subscribed. So yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.